Good afternoon, everybody. Just getting my breath back. I promised John if he'd go to the post office for me and take all your parcels, I'd make him a cup of coffee. And of course, his office is upstairs, so I've just run up and downstairs for him to give him his cup of coffee. See how I look after him. So, here we go. Oh yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Here we are, Friday, 17th of July. My goodness me. Tile 50. Do you know? I was always only going to ever do 12. So, yeah, doing 50 from 12. Yeah, it's been a bit busy. But that's all good. It's all good. So here we go. We're going to make a start. Have we put name, date, and tile number? Look, 50. What's she doing here? Well, I was wondering today as to, what was I going to do? I was going to do something different. And yes, I've got my regular micron. I've got my pen, pencil, and tortillon, so that's my 3. And then, of course, I have got my white pencil. But I thought today, being it's Friday, I would treat myself. And I'm going to be using 3 jelly rolls. So, it's hot in Chesterfield? Gosh, it's not here. Well, I suppose. I've got a t-shirt on, but yeah. So I thought I'd try something a bit different today, and I'm going to work with 3 different colour jelly rolls. I've got a grey, I've got a very, very pale blue, and I've got a very pale lilac. And that's why you can see on here, I've just sort of tested my colours out, just to, just to see what they look like together. In fact, I suppose they come in the same pack. It does mean that they sort of fit, so that's all good. All right. Are we ready? Hi, Julie. Hi, Leslie. Oh, hi, Stephanie. Oh, it's really nice, isn't it? It's like almost like we're getting ready for the weekend and we're just having a quick chat and getting together with all our friends. Of course, it is going to be a bit of a busy weekend, but that's all good. I love doing it, so that's great. So, okay, I'm going to start, hi Tina, with a pencil. And what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to, quite lightly, I'm going to create a border. Now, you'll notice that I'm coming quite a way in on my tile. So there you go, 4 dots. We've not done 4 dots for a while, have we? There we are. Deep breath then. Whew. There we go. And breathe out. So hi Garth, hi Sue, Pat, Vi. Okay. Just join in the dots. All right. Then I'm going to turn my tile. And down it goes again. So don't worry too much about this. If they're not straight, it's fine. Okay. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to create another border on the inside. If you think this is it's not as thick as my pencil. So it's not a massively wide border. See? Okay. Oh, Nadia, your son's coming. That's nice. I keep hinting to mine, but I've not seen him in a while. There we are. So I've got a bit of a frame, see there in the middle, you just see it? Okay, I know it's always a little bit tricky on black, but it's so nice to work on. Okay, all right then. So I'm going to start with, my grey. Yeah, I'm going to work with my grey to sort of give it a go. And let's sort of start on this bottom. I'm going to sort of have this as my bottom edge for a little bit. And I'm going to go from that, let's go a little bit larger so you can see it, look. From that frame to this one, and a little bit of a curve. You see, and then a curve at the bottom so it goes, so it looks like it's going over and under. And then let's just make it a little bit thicker here. Just love using jelly pens, they're just lovely, aren't they? Okay. And then it's going to move along a bit. I'm just going to do another one. So there's that sort of little S. Go up and around the border, and then let's just thicken it up there. Actually, I'm going to go in and, we've got to be careful when we're colouring with those gel pens, because you don't want to be going over yourself again if you can help it. There we are. And then this one, I'm going to have it coming down, and I'm just going to have it sort of trickling away. There we go. Thicken it up a bit there. And then trickling away. There you go. Let's have a look at that. Oh my word, painting a ceiling now, that always makes me dizzy. Okay, I'm just gonna add another one here. There we go. Go around the back there. There you go. Okay. Alright. So, ready for the next bit? Okay, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go to my purple or my lilac colour. Alright, I could tangle the ceiling. Could you imagine that be ace? There was a lady actually on Facebook the other day. I think there was a picture of a door that she'd tangled using a Posca marker. That was quite interesting. Okay, so I'm going to sort of work in this area a little bit. So that's going to go in with a little bubble there. And I'm going to have another bubble there. Okay, so I'm actually inside the frame. You can see that inside the frame. All right, so I'm going to do that letter S. It's not before. Oh, Janet, excited. And then done another one. So it's a little bit like the frame we've sort of just done. Hey, Kathy. Oh, Chelsea, that'd be lovely. I've got a pair of white leather boots actually that I keep meaning to tangle. But just don't seem to. There's lots of things I want to do. What? Yeah. Okay, so you see there I've actually gone from the bubble and I've just kept going all the way around there. And then I'm just going to add some this side too. You see it's coming out and then in. There we go. Don't matter if you've not got 4 one side and 4 the other, it really doesn't matter. Okay. So let's turn my tile a little bit and I'm going to put another dot there. So there you can see what I'm doing there. Okay. And then again I'm going to go from this one round to this one. And then up and round. And again. Notice just with a gel pen you do have to slow down a little bit because you want to make sure that that ink's going to flow. If you go a little bit too quickly it doesn't sort of want to. Okay, a bit random but that's okay, it's all good. Alright, so this one I'm going to sort of, oh no, let's go with this one. I'm going to bring it out here to that one. There we go. See, so I'm outside that frame. So this time when I'm drawing though, what I want to do is I want to make it look like it's going underneath the frame. You see? So I'm going to carry on as though normal, under and round. So I can keep that frame in there. And it looks like, there you are, look, see it's going underneath. Another one there. Alright. Right, so let's do another one here. See, there's no serious plan with where these are going to go. It's just wherever you sort of feel you want to put them at the time. I am sort of moving a little bit away from the others that I've done, just so they can dry. Because as we know with a gel pen, it takes a little bit longer. There we go. I know, Margarita, can you imagine? I mean, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? You know, it's a lot of tiles. A lot of tiles. It's another 2 books, isn't it? Goodness me. Okay, so I've got sort of 2 dots here, and I'm going to sort of put one here. And I could come from either. I'm going to come from this one. And just create this lovely little curves. Just taking it round. Alright, now it has Sue, hasn't it? It has gone quickly. Do you know, though, I don't know what I'd have done without it. Really? Sometimes. Yeah, it's been really nice. I feel like I've actually, you know, made a lot of friends. I know I don't necessarily know all of you, and you know, I wouldn't know you to sort of see you if you were in the street, but I do know you. So yeah, I could probably recognise you by your art. That would be nice. See, I'm going underneath to this one. I'm doing that side first. Okay, there we are. So it's going underneath. There we are. So I'm keeping this frame in the front. Padded cell. Yeah, I know what you mean. My word. But then again, you think some of us have been locked down seriously. It's like being in a cell because you've been locked in your own place. So you've done it. I know how many I've done. Yeah, it is addictive though, remember? It is. Okay, I'm going to have one here. Alright, and again, see, I'm going to come from here, but I'm going to go underneath the frame. There we are. Underneath the frame. Same this way. And I'll get another one in there, look. There we go. Going around. Okay. Oh, Helen, that's a good point, yeah, to do what, you know, a little bit every day. It really does help. It does. I know, Margarita. There are a couple of you that are so distinctive. I could tell you a mile off. I really could. So that's a compliment, though. It is. It's a compliment. Okay. So I'm doing another one now. You can see that this one's. It's sort of here. I'm going to sort of have it going underneath this one. So it depends on where yours are and how you've sort of planned them. You see? Where, you know, they're going underneath, but I'm not touching my frame there at all. I'm letting this go underneath there. There we go. Oh, Sheila, that's the... Oh, no. Gosh. At least it hasn't been so cold that, you know, I suppose with exuberant night you can get away with it, but it's not good, is it? Okay, so I'm going to work slightly a bit further up now. I'm going to put one in here. But this time, I'm going to take it over the frame, see? And I'm going to create that same pattern. What do we think of this purple, by the way? It's lovely, isn't it? It's a lilac, it's very pale. It looks lovely. You see with the grey, it's got that little bit of a distinct difference, but it's not as sort of in your face as the white, is it? I do like it. Alright, see, so I've gone over that one. So I've got this framework here, but I've gone over that there. Okay. So where are we going from here? So this one looks a little bit lonely. Let's put one in here. Alright. And all the way around. You just keep repeating this pattern. Now here, look, I'm going to just stay within that border. Or I could do another one, like and make it look like it's going underneath. There we go. That's it. It's entirely your choice with this one. Entirely your choice. Okay. So I've got one here, look. You see here? So let's put that one. So it's going to go round here. It's going to miss there. Come round. So you see, it's sort of almost like you're finding a puzzle now. You're working your way round and you're filling in those extra little details. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's a lovely little corner now there. So yeah. Okay. So let's go. Yeah, let's go one here. And now this one, slightly further up, isn't it? So I'm going to have this one coming up and over the frame. But of course it's gone underneath that little, sort of little bit of string there that I've done. Yeah, so that's no particular plan. It doesn't look that much like the one I sort of did as a sample. They do, don't they? They're just sort of they're lovely little things. So let's have one. Let's have one here. Because I'm lower down, I think I'm going to keep this frame sort of out in front, so that's going to go underneath. Of course, we'll put the frame in a little bit, and hopefully that'll make sense. It just looks a little bit missing at the minute there, doesn't it? Okay. All right. It's deciding on what colour to put that frame in as, isn't it? Decisions. Alright, okay. So let's just see, I've got a lot of them going up and around. I'm just going to put another one here. I'm going to put it quite short because it's going to go down and underneath to here. See? There we are. Just fill in that space. So you don't have to have them all, all the same length. You can have them going underneath each other. So like here, for example, we can sort of imagine one being here. See, that's coming up to there. And let's just fill that space in a little bit. So that looks like it's going underneath there. Okay. All right. I might put a few more of them in a little bit later. We'll see how we go. As I've got other things I want to sort of put in. So I'm going to change my pen. I'm going to go back to my grey. Okay, let's go a little bit larger. So you see I've got something on there. There you go. These little gaps here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to fill, of course, with my favourite bubbles. Right, now we know here we've got sort of two, so this is a little bit of a space. I can fill with bubbles. Maybe a touch there. So that whole section at the bottom now is covered. So let's work up here a little bit. You see this section? Now, I wonder if you can guess what's coming. And you'll hopefully recognise that little shape. And then let's go up and round, up and round. And then let's have another one. There we go, up and round. Just going to go up there. And that one. Up there. And let's have another. It's going to go sort of underneath that one there. And then you see here I've got a little bit of space there. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that with bubbles again. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. Oh, Chelsea, wait. It is Vi, yes, it is spoke leaf. See, let's have a couple sort of down here too. There we are. Now I notice that these all come in different shapes and sizes, so don't look at mine and think that yours isn't the same, because you know what, it's not going to be. So I just want you to go with it and just enjoy how it comes out, because that's your personal shape, isn't it? Mine won't be anything like yours, and yours won't be anything like mine. So just bear that in mind, and please don't worry about it. Just go with it, okay? Might even just have one coming out there, look. Right. Okay. I'll come back again to that in a little bit. I think I'm going to add a few more, but I want to get some of this blue on. So what we're going to do with the blue. Do they all, Marguerite? Maybe you should not start in the middle. Maybe you should start somewhere else and do it a different way, or make them longer or something. Okay, so we've got this space here. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to work towards the side. I'm going to actually start on the frame, and I'm going to put a little dot. Oh, this blue is just lovely. And I'm going to do just a small swirl. Okay. Now, let's not get into who's poke root and poke leaf are chubbier than others. It could start a domestic, and we don't want that. Okay. So again, you might want to just watch this before you make a start on it, just to sort of see where it's going. Okay. I've got my lines, and then I'm going to add a little sort of V shape at the top of each line there, you see? So it looks like I've got 3 little prongs coming out. Alright. And then I'm going to go in the middle, but I'm going to make these a little bit shorter. It's a little bit compass-like at the minute, doesn't it? And then in we go with those little V's again. And then I'm going to go and add 2, if I can, of course. I mean, if you can't, and you know, you can do them differently, see? Lines in between each one. See, as I'm turning it as I'm going, because I just find it easier to do that, and it's sort of more comfortable for my hand. It doesn't matter whether you go outwards or inwards. There we go. And then let's add that little V on those edges. Yeah, as we go round. Little V's. Okay. Oh, I reckon here, look, I can get another one in there. I think it needs to have one a little bit longer. That's okay. Oh, it does a little bit. Oh. So let's top section. Let's go here. I'm gonna have a little line, not much bigger than those. And let's just make that a little blob on the end. And then up across. Oh, look at that. And let's do another one. A little blob on the end and a little cross. So let's have a look at that in context, you see? Oh, it looks tiny, doesn't it, that one? Yeah. Okay, so let's go. I'm not going to put another there for a minute, but what it does need is a bit of a stem. So you could have it straight. Actually, I might have it straight. It's going straight down there. And then let's just sort of thicken it up a little bit. Straight into those. Oh, look at that. Okay. Again, let's just have a little coming up there, and I'm going to have sort of a longer blob shape. Let's put a line in the middle. And then let's have one here, a little longer blob, line in the middle. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to sort of repeat that. Let's go a bit like, but I'm going to do it sort of further up here. So I'm going to do a smaller one. See, I've started with that dot. And I'm just going to do a little swirl. So it's smaller than the first one. Oh, maybe Chelsea. Yeah, that'd be nice. But I wanted to use these colours. So that's why I went with these. But yeah, rotring would be great. And then again, I went a little bit smaller with those, didn't I? And there, and in with those little V's. And then I went round and I did some larger and some smaller. And see, then I've not tried to keep it uniform. Yeah. Oh, Chelsea, I'm using the, there you go, look, hang on, Moonlight. This is the Calm pack. So this is a very light blue. I've got a lilac and a grey. And I'm just using all three. I'm just playing with them today. They're just nice and subtle, you know. Again, calm. I like the word calming. It's good. There we go. And just adding those little V's on the end. Alright, let's have a look at that then. Yeah, they are jelly rolls. And of course at Sakura they are, look. Actually, hang on, let's look at the pack. They are, look. They are, look. Those three colours. Okay, so looking at some... So now these are going off this way, so I'm sort of inclined to do the same with them. So they're sort of all heading in the same direction. But of course, as the smaller they get, now you see this one here, I've not quite done the cross, I've just done a little tiny sort of shape. And then obviously we can't just have 2 and a 2, we need a 2 and a 3 maybe, or let's add another one, even smaller, look at that top end. Alright. Okay, so then of course we can go in and add those little dots and bubbles along the way. So let's have this one as a straight line too. So you don't have to. You could curve it if you wanted to. So I'm just going to have it tall and proud. There we go, and then let's add in that extra loop there, and then another there. There we go. Well, it's building quite nicely, isn't it? Let's have a look at it. Okay. Because of course we've still got a frame to sort of fill in here, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. So there's other things I sort of want to do in this area, but I wanted to get those in first. Oh, Sheila, it is, isn't it? You know, and then I actually use the mustard and the terracotta, and I think they are nice. And then you get the green out, and you're like, oh, I do like these. And of course, these colours are in that pack. So yeah, all right. I'm going back to my grey colour, my pale grey, and I'm going to add in a couple of little bits and pieces now. So here we go, before the zingers, all right? So I'm going to start with a line, I'm going to come up, and I am going to do a bit of a curve here, and I'm going to go slightly into the border. There we go, see it? Get it. All right? And then I'm going to have a line across the top there. Okay, a little bit like a letter T, isn't it, I suppose? Let's go a bit larger. And then here, let's have a little bit of a half moon. And you can see that I've actually still got a little bit either side. There we go, like a little bowler hat. And then let's add a little curve either side. Now I quite like going it from inside out, because you see you've got that darker point there. So that's just going to add to the sort of design of it, because it's going to be the same on all sides. Alright, yeah, so I've started in the centre and gone one way. So now I'm going to go back to that centre and then go the other way. It just sort of balances it up a little bit. Okay, and then let's just add a little line in each one. Okay. Oh, nice, Chelsea. Let's have a look at that. Alright, so I'm going to have another one. Not quite as far this time. Again, this way you put these is going to depend on your space on your own piece. So you can see here, that's sort of going to disappear behind that one, you see? And it's a case of you put these where you think that, you know, you want them to be. Don't think you've got to copy me exactly, because it's going to be different each time. There we are. And let's add another one. So I'm going to go up here this time. And again, that straight line on the top and a little like bowler hat. Put in your little point and then fill it round. And then of course, see a little bit there. And a little bit there. Let's just get in. Okay. So I'm gonna sort of come from the same place. So if you imagine where these are all going, and then I'll bring one up here. I'm just gonna thicken that line a touch. Just taking care not to sort of really draw over. And then again with that bowler hat, and of course this is gonna sort of work inside, and it's gonna go over the top-ish. It doesn't really matter. Alright, okay. And then let's have one here. I'm going to make it a bit smaller, so it's sort of, you know, in the background there. Just sort of adds to the depth. Oh, see, oh, Deborah been shopping. We brought something nice for tea. Need to get mine done. But, we'll do a click and collect. I'll get John to fetch it Sunday while I'm creating craft. There we go. You see, these are a little bit smaller than those, but it's just... There we are. And let's have another one. Yeah, I know what you mean, Bridget. I like to actually physically go and look at pens, but it's not always possible. You know, you can't get them. So like the Moonlights, you know, these earth colours, you've got to order them from America because they're not in this country, or it's very difficult to get hold of them. Took me a few weeks to get mine. Okay. It's getting a little bit busy now, isn't it? Quite liking it, must admit. Alright. So, next little bit then. I'm gonna change back to my purple, my lilac-y colour. And I'm just gonna now add in that border. So you see here, just gonna bring that in. Down there. Let's get that working. There you go. And down there, and turn it round. Oh, thank you, Janet. It's really nice to know that you're looking forward to it, because I put a lot of time and effort into the demos, you know. I really think about what it is I'm trying to get across, and I want to hopefully, you know, perhaps show you something new, but, you know, also give you a little bit of inspiration if I can. What more I do, even when I go into Tesco, I have to look at the pens. But I must admit, I've not really been into many shops, as you can imagine. There you go. See, I'm going all the way around now, and just adding in that border. Just get it in there. It's great, isn't it, when you put that in pencil, because you know you can just sort of come back and add it later, or change it about, or do what you want to do with it. It's nice to have the structure if you want it, but not that it's going to totally influence what you're doing. All right. Okay. So working a little bit more. I'm going to go back to my grey. Oh, that's a question. Best gel pens. There are two that I use. Obviously the Sakura. The colours with the Sakura are lovely, and it's a good range, and you can see they do last pretty well. But sometimes, depending on the thickness of the nib, I think the majority, certainly in like the basics, you've got a size 8 and they're fine, but sometimes you want something a little bit finer. So I'll use, and I wonder if I've got one here. Bear with me. Yes, I do. I also use the, here you go. You know, quite like the Uniball Signo. And that's the white one. And you can see, if you look at the difference in the nibs, there's the Sakura. And there's the Uniball. So you get quite a fine line with that one. So I like to use both. But so it depends, it depends what you can get hold of. I mean, your Signos you can get from Amazon, and you can get them pastels and metallics and stuff. But thanks, Sonia. So yeah, it's preference thing, I think. There we go. Just adding a couple more of those poke leaves in. But of course, we've got to have some zingers. Alright. Purple. I'm going to go in with this sort of purpley lilac. And let's have a few coming out. I'm going to have one coming out here. There we go. And just letting it go its own way. I do love them. There's something about that first starting point as well, isn't there? There we are, look. And adding that. Let's have a little one here. Just putting that first sort of bobble on, and then you don't really know which way they're going to go. It depends on your first line, doesn't it, in where you've sort of drawn it. So now I don't want to really go over that and smudge it while it's still a little bit wet. Let's put that one in there. Let's have another one. Okay, let's add a few more. Okay, I think actually while I'm here, I'm just going to add in some of that purple in that section there. Let's just fill that in. Oh, that's nice. So I don't like to colour too much with a gel pen, because you don't really want to be going over it because it sort of ruins the line. But I think on this case, let's just do that. And then of course I'm going to have a zinger come up here, but then I'm going to go underneath, just to still give you that feeling that you've got that depth there. Let's have a little bit of a filled in blob there, so you're getting the extra little bit of something. Let's have another one there. You see how this is, it's not particularly planned, because you don't really want to be going into doing too much planning. It's just letting it evolve as you carry on going, see. Okay, so I think I'm now going to go back to my grey, and I'm just going to sort of add in a couple of little bubbles, nothing major. I think it just looks a little bit magical, doesn't it, adding a few extra bits and pieces in like this, and it just sort of brings it all together. I'm not saying totally go into bubbles, seriously. I mean, we've gone a few there, but you can see that that's sort of continuing the story as you sort of go on. And I'm not putting any down here, just a little bit. It's sort of quite wild, isn't it, today? Must be how I'm feeling. Yeah. All right, so how are we doing then? Are we sort of up to date if we're getting there? I'm sort of taking a deep breath, and I'm picking up my white chalk pencil. Okay. Whew, deep breath. So let's go on in then, and we're going to start same place we started before, as with these lovely little swirls. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the white pencil. You see, I'm just working from that bubble, and I'm pulling it out a little bit. There we go. Following the shape of it, just working it round. So I've got a bit of a rough edge, and the same this way. So the same on this end. There we go. All right, and I'm gonna do that with all of them. Just coming from the same place each time. And just getting that sort of a rough edge. You see? Let's have a look how that's looking. Okay, and then let's do this one. Over there, just creating that little edge. And that one. So I'm just going to follow around in any of those shapes. I'm just going to add that white. Of course, you know, you can use any other colour. And of course, if you're using a cream tile or a white tile, then of course you'll be going in with your regular pencil and adding this. It's the same process, just creating, you know, getting some pencil on there so we can smooth it out in a short while. Okay, and this one. So I'm not going to smooth it out just yet. I'm going to put all the white on first and then I'm going to come in with my tortilla. We'll do something a bit different. So nice and lightly, I'm just going to add a little bit down the centre of that frame. There. Not pressing on too much there at all. I'm just putting that highlight in. Just up the centre. And along there. Okay. Let's come in a little bit more. So we know then with our zingers, I'm going to add a little bit of white on that outside edge. So I'm going to choose that one. It doesn't matter which side you choose. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go with that one. And again, of course, you know, if you've got your white tie, then you're going to be doing the same thing, but just with your pencil. Alright, my little sort of liner clockish, I'm going to go around my little swirl. You see, creating a bit of a halo. Same on that one. And then, let's have a look at that. And of course my flowers, I can't really get much in, but I'm just going to go and add a little bit in those bottom sections of the petals. Not much at all really, it's just a sort of a gesture more than anything. And then just a little amount, just a line on those lovely little leaves. Chocolate marshmallows. I'm not much of a chocolate person, no. I could actually leave it on the shelf. And you know what, if we have something in the fridge, John normally finishes it off anyway. But cola bottles, fizzy cola bottles, don't ask me to share a fizzy cola bottle. It's not going to happen. There you go, see, I'm just adding a touch of white like inside that frame, just around that top section. Okay? Alright, ready with the tortillon? Now this is where you think, I hope this is all going to work out. But all this white, all this pencil, and what's going to happen? Okay, so I'm going back to the start point, you know, with these, and I'm going to try and leave some of the black tile, see on the inside there? Oh, there we go, okay. And this way. I'm just trying to leave that little centre section free of any of this white chalk. But just going around. And as tempting as it is to sort of think, I'm going to do a bit of the leaves, I'm going to systematically follow it. So I'm going to do all of the same. Oh, Sue, have you never tried oatcakes? Oh, but you have to get them from Stoke-on-Trent. There is a place in Biddulph that does deliver, but you're supposed to have bacon and cheese and things on them. Please don't put jam on them, they're not sweet. We had this conversation quite a while back as to what some people put on them, and they're not there for jam, they're there for bacon and cheese and all that kind of thing. Cooked breakfast, what you've got to imagine. Look at those, they're lovely. Okay, I'm just going to do my little leaves now, and I'm just softening the edges. I'm not trying to colour it in or fill it in any way. I'm just softening up that little look at it. Oh God, I'm going to do those as I'm going. Just softening the edges. Round we go. And again. Into those little ones. And inside there. Okay, that little bit there. Okay, I'm actually just going to add a touch over there. So, missed a little bit there, I need. So the line up the middle of my frame, I'm just going to sort of wiggle it so I get a soft edge, you see? Turn it round. Ever so gently, I'm just moving it from side to side, but I'm not touching the edges, I'm just softening the pencil line, you see? So I'm getting sort of a rough line, a little bit there. And keep it going just a little bit there. And up there, you see I'm just wiggling from side to side. Well, I'm not wiggling from side to side, my tortillon's wiggling. No, I don't do wiggling. Yeah. Oh, there we are. And then of course, just soften the inside there. This is mostly just to sort of make that frame stand out, so the frame looks darker. And because obviously we've not used a black pen, we've got to sort of create a little bit more depth with the shadows rather than using the pen. There we are. Okay, I'll look at that. It does, doesn't it? And you can get those little fairy stamps that, really tiny ones. So I'm going to have to look mine out and put some in. Okay, so we're not quite finished yet. Just a couple more bits to do. And I am going to use my black micron. Now, as we know, you think, okay, black tile, she's using a black pen. What's all that about? That's fine, but bear with me. Bear with me, all will be revealed. Okay, so I'm going to come back to these original shapes that we did. See here, now it looks a little bit rough now, doesn't it? Because it's really close. So I'm going to focus on these original circles that we did. And I'm going to go back in with my black pen. And I'm just going to clean them up a little bit. You see? You see here, look, just going to go in, clean it up a little bit. Now, I'm going to do that with all of them, and I'm even going to go in and do the bubbles as well. See one down here. And of course, be careful where you're putting your hand to lean, because obviously with all this sort of chalk in there. There you go. Let's have a look at that, see? So then if I go in and I'm going to just clean up those little bubbles too. Everything that's at the bottom edge, done that one. Just going to go in and fill it in. And of course, if you're on a white tile doing this, you might just want to go around the outside and not actually fill it in. But again, the choice is yours. You can do whatever you like. Okay, let's have a look at that. See, it sort of makes it stand out a little bit more, doesn't it? it's sort of redefining those edges. Okay. And then just coming in on my swirl, and I'm just going to redefine the inside of that swirl. And the same with this one. Okay. Oh, I think I missed that one there. And then just on the edge here, see where we did this sort of first few lines? I'm just going to go in and on one edge only and just add in a line. And you see it just goes over the top of that one there. And then over this one here. Oh, that'd be nice, Sue, yeah. Oh, yeah, the glitter tray, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just going in. And you know when I drew that original border there? I'm just adding in, there you go, see? That line, just defining the edge. And although we're working on a black tile, because we've got a lot of white on it now with the chalk pencil, and they've got the different colour pens, it's actually showing up really well. There we go. So just gently working my way around. Alright, and I'm going to do the same, just, you see here, just on the outside frame here. I know here you won't particularly see it so much because it's directly on a black tile and we've got no shading there, but where you have got the shading, you see I want to keep that coloured line there, but I'm just putting, you know, defining it, putting it back on the page. Go. You know, if your pen starts sort of feeling like it's clogged up a bit, you know, just take a scrap piece and just rub it on there a little bit. It's just because as it collects the chalk as it goes round, it just sort of clogs it a bit, but it'll come off. There we go. Almost. Let's have a look at that. Oh, look at that. Just, yeah, I think it does need a little bit of sparkle, doesn't it? It'd be nice to do that. Maybe, you know, adding some extra colours in there or some little gems and things if you're going to put it on a card. But of course, there's one thing we do, and we haven't done this a lot during the tiles recently, but, you know, we should go in and sign them. So I'm going to just put my initials down here. Okay, I like to do it so it's going around something. And although I've used 3 colours today, they sort of all blend beautifully. And yeah, I do think, you know, a little fairy or something, you know, maybe even just sat here, that would look absolutely beautiful. But it just goes to show, doesn't it, that even though you can't draw, you've created a background. So when you think we started with that and it's gone to that, it's pretty marvellous, isn't it? And you've all proven time and time again that it's not just that I can draw and look how good this is, it's the fact that you can draw this. It's not me, I'm just showing you how to do it. You're the ones that now post all these pictures on my Facebook page, and they're absolutely fabulous. So, you know, to get to 50 tiles and to be confident enough to actually post and put your own makes, because you've drawn them on my Facebook page, it fills me with pride, and I'm so honoured to have, you know, been able to share all these hours with you and get you to the stage that you feel that. So thank you for that. But I mean, having said that, of course, 50 tiles is a lot, and 3 times a week we've been really busy. And again, I wouldn't have been busy if it wasn't for you guys supporting me. So again, another thank you. However, we can't keep to 3 times a week forever. You know, things are changing. Things are starting to open up again. and you know, people are going back to work, and I know you're getting busier, so you don't always manage to sort of finish the tile or put it into your journal and finish the pages you'd like to. So I think with that in mind, from next week I'm going to go to 2 days a week rather than the 3. And I'd like to think if you get the time to sort of use that extra hour that we normally share, just to sort of get your tiles in your journal and start to fill your journal pages up. And of course, what I'm bringing at the weekend, the new colour journals, you're going to have such fun with them. I know you are. So I'm not leaving you, and I'm not saying we're not going to do any at all. What I'm just saying is let's take it down to 2 rather than 3 a week. So on Monday, I'm not going to do 1. I'm going to leave Mondays, and we're going to do Wednesdays at 2 o'clock and Fridays at 2 o'clock. So I hope you're happy with that. And again, I said that'll give you a little bit more time to catch up if you're back at work and things are happening, just so you can you can get a bit more of your journal done. And yeah, we'll still meet twice a week, and that'll take us hopefully to 60, 70, maybe even 100 tiles. Who knows where this is going to go? But really enjoy doing it. And yeah, I'm not gonna stop doing them now. I think we all get a lot of benefit from them. So with that in mind, have a lovely weekend. Thank you so much for the support and everything that you've been saying about the weekend shows. Really, thank you for not leaving. No, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to leave you. But yeah, thank you for your support so far, and I hope that we can continue it. So all being well, and everybody's, if you're not at work or whatever, I'll see you on Wednesday next week at 2 o'clock, and we'll take it from there. So yeah, please post your pictures. Let me see what you've been doing. I can't wait to see these with the little fairies on and things like that. So yeah, I will not see you Sunday, but I know you're there. So thank you. That really helps. And I will speak to you all again on Wednesday. All right, have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.